What's up guys, and welcome back to another Wynand Crypto video. So today, brought some major developments in the SEC versus Ripple saga. Now, the headlines might seem concerning at first glance, but stick with me here. By the time you wrap this video up, every single XRP holder who's been stressed about this case will breathe a massive sigh of relief, because honestly, this legal battle is nearly wrapped up and I'm confident we'll see the conclusion before summer ends. Let me break down what's exactly the case. First up, let's check the markets. Bitcoin's holding steady around that 108k mark, nothing shocking here. XRP also around $2.19. No catastrophic moves, but clearly everyone got spooked by today's announcement, which brings us to this. Judge Torres just rejected the joint motion from both Ripple and the SEC for an indicative ruling. Now, everyone's freaking out, assuming this case will drag on indefinitely with more postponements. Here's what I need everyone to grasp right now. And Vetsan nailed it in this comment. None of this impacts XRP whatsoever. Remember, XRP received a legal confirmation back in July 2023 that it's not classified as a security. We've gotten even more recent confirmation that XRP maintains its non-security status. This ruling doesn't hurt XRP one bit. That's why I find it hilarious watching XRP get dumped over this decision. Eleanor points out something crucial in Judge Torres' ruling message. Private agreements can't override public court decisions, and her judgment continues serving the public good. The parties lack authority to simply agree they won't follow a court's final ruling. They haven't even attempted that here. If they want out, she explained, they can drop their appeals and accept the judgment or pursue the appeals process to contest it. Essentially, she's telling everyone this case could end tomorrow if Ripple chose that path. Ashley Prosper captured it perfectly here. Watch this. Judge Torres basically told the SEC, you asked for this fight, now deal with the consequences, while simultaneously telling Ripple, if you want this finished, then finish it. You're the only obstacle stopping that. She's not messing around. So what's Ripple move now? Pay the penalty and accept the injunction while securing SEC exemption for future transactions, or take another shot at appeal, or proceed with their cross appeal. And what about the SEC? Do they continue their appeal or abandon the case? I expect both sides will drop their cross appeals since they were already prepared to do exactly that. Plus, the fine means nothing to Ripple financially, and the injunction, because it wasn't narrowly written, could actually work in their favor. Consider this. An injunction, typically viewed as punishment, can paradoxically become a trust badge when seen through systemic compliance. Ripple can't just improvise or make reckless pivots anymore. Every move must survive court review and they face contempt charges. Ripple could even leverage this for marketing. We're the only crypto company functioning under federal compliance oversight. You will never worry about legal curveballs. As one analyst noted, the court documents confirm this. Watch this. If both parties genuinely want to end this litigation immediately, they're free to withdraw their appeals. Or if they want the court's orders eliminated, they can use the primary mechanism Congress established for parties seeking relief from judicial judgment consequences. Again, this could wrap up tomorrow if they wanted closure. Ripple just needs to withdraw their appeal or just use the primary congressional relief route. That's why I believe we'll see resolution by summer's end. Let me explain why I'm targeting end of summer specifically. Regarding timeline, there's a status report due from both parties to the Second Circuit in August. Two scenarios emerge from that report. First scenario, parties request the appellate court reinstate the briefing schedule and the appeal continues. In that case, the case doesn't conclude until late 2026 or early 2027. This is the nightmare scenario. This represents the absolute worst outcome. Second scenario, parties inform the appellate court they've settled and request dismissal of appeals. Torres ruling stay active. Case closed. I expect this second scenario with announcement coming end of July through early August this year. This timing aligns perfectly with everything else happening. What am I referencing? Check out what Metal Lawman posted. Watch this. The SEC and Ripple case doesn't require court permission to dismiss their appeals. My prediction is we'll see both appeals dismissed soon because lawyers on both sides had to anticipate this outcome. That Judge Torres wouldn't vacate their previous ruling. I believe will have resolution by summer's end. Why am I emphasizing end of summer? Several reasons. First consideration. When we examine the Genius Act and the Market Structure Bill, essentially crypto clarity legislation, these are expected by summer's end, specifically August 1st. Recently, the banking GOP released a statement. Watch this. Senator Tim Scott, Senator Loomis, Tom Tillis, and Haggerty revealed principles for digital asset market structure legislation. These will guide bipartisan efforts bringing regulatory clarity, fostering innovation, and protecting investors. Big shout out to Chad Steingraber here. The US Senate Banking Committee unveiled complete principles for the digital asset market structure bill scheduled for law before August. Within this framework, let me zoom in. A clear, economically rational distinction separating digital asset securities from digital asset commodities should be established in statute, considering existing law and providing predictability, enhanced legal precision, and essential regulatory certainty. This covers everything regarding innovation, regulations, protecting digital asset purchasers and traders, ensuring illicit finance measures stay targeted and pro-innovation. Federal financial regulators should embrace responsible innovation. This essentially opens digital assets in America massively, targeting August 1st. I remember Eleanor's recent post discussing a bill, the Genius Act specifically, and how Trump will sign it immediately once it reaches his desk. I believe this was it. The goal is completing everything by August 1st. Trump stated no delays, no additions. He wants the Genius Act on his desk ASAP for signing. Now we're seeing numerous Congress members and senators wanting to include the market structure legislation bill alongside the Genius Act, bundling everything for full signing and enactment by August. This is Trump's overall deadline, August 1st. We can't guarantee everything will work out as hoped, but if that scenario plays out, we will get all legislation passed by the August deadline. Expect this entire market to explode regarding regulations. August 1st, we can't guarantee everything will work out as hoped, but if that scenario plays out and we get all legislation passed by that August deadline, expect this entire market to explode regarding regulations. I suspect that's when this case really disappears. Recently, David Sachs posted an excellent message. Watch this. Thanking Senate Banking Committee Chair Tim Scott and Digital Asset Subcommittee Chair Senator Loomis for announcing clear timeline and comprehensive crypto market structure legislation plan. Bill, introduced before August recess. Make up first week of September, completed by September's end. Again, I believe by August's end, we'll likely see the major progress on these fronts. President Trump supports market structure clarity plus genius on stablecoin. Let's make this happen. July will be huge with bill signing for genius and clarity heading to the Senate. We need patience here, but I expect significant developments throughout summer. By summer's end, we could see everything resolved. Everyone obsesses over this Ripple SEC case, especially XRP holders. Every XRP holder sits waiting for closure. I understand we want nothing more to do with the SEC regarding XRP, but understand this. XRP, the digital currency we're holding, is completely cleared. Zero concerns about XRP being classified as security versus currency. We know it's 100% currency. Additionally, from Financial Services GOP, watch this. Time for Clarity from June 26th, the Time Clarity Act delivering regulatory certainty, protecting American consumers, fueling US innovation, reinforcing American leadership in global finance. Consider this logically. Every major digital asset bill right now supports American crypto and American crypto companies. Look at the spotlight on Circle. Consider the attention on Coinbase. Think about Ripple. You have Ripple, a company that's been in the space forever. XRP, one of the largest cryptocurrencies, one of the oldest cryptocurrencies dating back to 2012. Thinking logically, why wouldn't this case be completely resolved so Ripple and XRP can be fully embraced in America? If we're discussing supporting US-based crypto projects and companies massively through all this legislation, we're watching the market open up around digital assets in America. Why wouldn't we see this case completely eliminated by summer's end, leading into the period where both Genius and Clarity bills are fully passed? But like I said regarding XRP, no question about it. XRP is solid. Regarding Ripple specifically, yeah, I understand this is actually negative news that she's denying this motion, but she's also stating that if Ripple genuinely wanted this case gone tomorrow, they could make it happen tomorrow. But XRP, zero concerns with XRP. XRP is back up to $2.19. As I mentioned before, lower price action remains possible, but zooming out, I don't really think we need to worry about that case whatsoever. It's really focused around Ripple currently. Everyone assumes the case matters for ETFs and XRP adoption and growth and similar factors. It really doesn't. Now, if we're discussing Ripple with institutional clients and similar matters, that case definitely matters for Ripple. And I suspect we won't wait much longer for that case to be completely finished. Many lawyers are saying, listen, we either get this done by July's end, early August, or at latest, if we really consider this, maybe even September to align with US legislation timeline. But I believe we'll see dismissal of both appeals, and I think we'll probably get this case wrapped up as quickly as possible. And you guys, I have a special trick for you, which nobody seems to be using, and I cannot wrap my head around why, because if you sign up through my link down in the description onto the BTCC exchange, you get a 10% deposit bonus, and now stay with me here. Now here comes the important part. If you have any trading capital on any other exchange and you move it to your newly created BTCC account, you get, on top of your capital you moved, another 10% extra trading capital. As an example, so if you move or deposit 100K to your account, you get 10K for free. I'm not kidding. I really don't understand why nobody's doing this. To me, it really seems like people sometimes are too lazy or just don't like free money. I mean, like, I cannot make that account for you. You will need to do that yourself, alright? So let's jump back into the video. So there you have it. I hope you guys found this breakdown valuable. If you did, smash the like button harder than Judge Torres smashed that joint motion. Subscribe for more crypto clarity content and ring that notification bell because we're about to witness some historic moves in this space this summer. Follow me on Telegram. Thank you very much for watching. Wynand Crypto out.